Hello, I'm Larry Neal, and in this episode of Library Matters Live, we're going to talk about all things summer. It may be hot outside, but we've got cool things in the library, great recommendations from our librarians on what to read next. We'll talk a little bit about our online services that you can access anywhere, anytime, and of course, what summer would be complete without summer reading and all of the great prizes and reasons that you want your whole family engaged in our summer reading program. Let's go check them all out. Well, it's summertime here at the library, and while we know it's a great place to come in and cool off when it's hot outside, sometimes we get off on vacation, we've got everything packed, except we forgot to get a good book or movie or something else. So today we're going to talk a little bit about things you can get from the library from any place at any time. So let's start out with Michelle, who's going to talk about some of our electronic resources. These are almost a library in and of itself, and many great things that complement our current collection, and also some things that you can only get through this service. So, hey Michelle, how are you?
Great, how's it going, Larry?
Excellent.
I'm here today to kind of share with you and the crowd our digital collections. We have so many, and they come in all different flavors. We have a wonderful collection of digital materials which share ebooks, audiobooks, music, movies, and all sorts, magazines, can't forget the magazines, with our users. These are things that you can get as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection and an active library card. Best used on tablet devices, so many households have a tablet device, so you're ready to go with everything you need, and then we're ready to give you all of these materials remotely. We're kind of excited about a couple of our products because they've had a facelift this last year. Libby, formerly known as Overdrive, is our main player for our ebooks and downloadable audiobooks. So when you're getting ready for your road trip, you want to get your Libby app ready on your iPad or your Android device, and you can download up to 10 items at a time. Great for having an audiobook for your family to listen to as you go on your road trip. Great for the ebook reader that's cozy up in their bed at night and don't want to get up and find something. Just download it, you're ready to go. Libby has done great things for our Overdrive collection. We've been partners with them for years now, but Libby is probably the best app format that they have, which makes it a ton easier. So I know we've had a lot of friendly faces come in here to the library and maybe fought a little bit with our device in Overdrive, but Libby has made things very streamlined, very easy. Within 60 seconds, you can get an ebook on your device. So it's definitely worth a try to visit us again for your ebooks. RB Digital is our magazine vendor, formerly known as Zinio. So they've changed their name and face, but it's still the same product. We have over 100 magazines available that you can read on your tablet device. They look beautiful, they look wonderful, and they don't stack up on your coffee table because they're all in your tablet. You would just download the app, make sure that your library card's in good shape, and then all of a sudden you can read your National Geographic or People magazine right here from your device.
And just to interrupt, Michelle,
Yeah.
but the great thing about that is if everybody in your family wants to read that same issue of that same magazine, everyone has access to all of the copies and the back issues too.
They do, absolutely. You can go a little bit, you can get a little bit of history. So like you're thinking, well, I'm really onto this magazine, I didn't know about it before. Absolutely, you can get, last January's copy of an edition and enjoy that also. So absolutely. We also have Frigo. It's our main player for music. Frigo does allow you to download 5 songs per week. There is no charge. The library funds this service for you. Great for families with teenagers that love to download from iTunes. Saves you, $5 a week, I guess you would say. But what I really like Frigo for is streaming. We have uninterrupted and uncommercial 3 hours a day that you can stream your favorite songs. So when Adele came out with her new CD or Harry Styles just came out, it's completely available on Frigo.
And remind everyone of the cost of this?
To the taxpayer?
To the user?
Nothing.
Free.
Free.
You've already paid for it through your taxes.
You
That's
did.
Right.
The library pays for it for you, so that its service is completely available to you. Again, there is an app available with Frigo. I just like to use it on my computer. I like to put my device up in my kitchen and listen to music while I'm cooking or, chasing the children, whatever I'm doing. So there's that one. We also have one of our favorite products, which is Hoopla. Hoopla is great because it's an all-in-one. We have ebooks, audiobooks, music, movies, no magazines, but comic books are in here. And that is a one-stop shop also. So on your device, you would just be able to load up your movies and hit the road and go. It's very simple design, very easy to use once you're set up. You can enjoy a lot of things. They're right now reminding people that they have a whole bunch of STEAM products on Hoopla. STEAM is great for your kiddos that are heading back to school and that love their science, but you have a lot of options.
And STEAM is again?
Science, technology,
engineering, art, and math,
yes.
Right? Okay.
But what I know about it is the science end of it. I know that the kids like to learn things and experiment and build things and engineer. Obviously, I'm not an engineer, but I do love the math. So there's a ton of material on there for that, but really, if you love books, if you like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you can see that that's available in there. Music, my daughter loves to stream the Trolls soundtrack in there. So you have a ton of options.
And I know even though we talked about it being ideal on a tablet, I can remember last summer sitting in an airport, nothing to read, long flight home, and thought, what can I do? Got out my CMPL library card, downloaded a book, read it on my phone, tolerated it for a couple of hours on the plane, and then got home and was able to view it in a larger format. So
absolutely, you can do it that way, or load up a movie and you have your movie to go. Plug your headphones in and you're ready. So yeah.
Excellent. And what if we are struggling with some of those science and math projects and problems? Is there anything else that you can offer us that might assist with those kinds of problems?
Yeah, absolutely. We have the great service of Tutor.com. Tutor.com is a online tutoring service, but I actually brought the handout today because they actually have a whole program for SAT Essentials. So as your kid's getting ready for the PSAT this fall, and they say, well, I don't have the book, I don't have anything, well, I would hit the CMPL website, head over to our database collection, and log into Tutor.com. Again, once your library card's in there, you're good to go. And you can play around with practice tests and monitor your activity. If you are having trouble with the chemistry issue, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. every day, there's live tutors available. So this service is great as we roll into our fall semesters.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, now we're going to talk to Megan Mott about some recommendations on physical books and other items in the library you might enjoy this summer. So summer is the time for reading, and as we mentioned, we're going to get some recommendations from Megan Mott here in our Popular Materials Department on the first floor of the main library for some great books. And also, hopefully, if you've been to the main library, you've noticed we have this really great display that our librarians keep stocked with all sorts of brand new books, but also some books that people may have missed. So Megan, what's popular and how do people get suggestions on what to read next?
Sure. One of the first things you'll see when you come into the library is this table full of our hot reads. If there is a book that you're looking for that you don't see on the table, or you're interested, you can't take them all home today, there should be a piece of paper here that would have all of the list of the hot reads for the summer. During the school year, we'll also have our book of the month, and one book that I want to point out is called August Snow. This was the book of the month in the spring, but it's still on our hot reads table. It's set in Detroit. It's got a cop in it. It's a detective story, and everyone I know who's read it has really enjoyed it. But there's things all over the table. Another popular brand new book is The Lying Game by Ruth Ware, who wrote a couple other popular books, and this is brand new to us, and we've got several copies so that if you want to read the hottest authors, we'll have many books available for you so that there's not a long wait for them. If you are reading, which if you're coming here you probably are, or listening, because listening to books on tape counts too, we encourage you to sign up for summer reading. It's not just for kids. Adults can participate as well, and you can either fill out a slip and rate the books that you read, because we're interested to know what our customers like as well. And you can turn these in here at the Popular Materials desk on the first floor at the main branch. Or you can also do it online, right at our website, cmpl.org. You click on summer reading, and there's a spot for adults to sign up too.
So what happens if I'm somebody who hasn't read in a while and I just don't know where to start? you have any recommendations for how people can get back into reading?
Sure, you can always stop by the desk. We're happy to talk to people. We like to read, and we'll give you recommendations in person. But if you want, we also have a service that's called 10 in 10. Maybe it's been a while since you've read anything and you're not really sure who's popular or who's still putting out books, but you know what you used to like. Or maybe you read everything in your favorite series and now that author isn't writing anymore, which is, I know, always a bummer. So there's something we offer called 10 in 10. And you, as a customer, would put down things that you enjoy, authors, genres, or things you definitely don't want to read about. Maybe you're not a mysteries person, and that's fine. And then once you leave this with us, or you can do it on the CMPL website as well, it would come to us, the librarians, and we would make recommendations based on your likes and dislikes, personalized just for you.
Outstanding. Sounds like a great place to start. Mm-hmm. Or come back to again and again.
And let's say you're browsing in the stacks and you're kind of looking around. You don't really want to talk to us, although we don't bite, I swear. Within the stacks themselves, there are what's called shelf talkers. It's a little slip that you might see. Let's say you love Nora Roberts or James Patterson, but you've finished everything in that series. Oftentimes you'll see a little sign there that would say, if you like this author, try these other authors. And that's a good, quick way to just pop from one shelf to the other and see what you might find that is like another author that you've already read.
And then what happens if I'm just not so much into the fiction and genre collections, but I really want to read something more in the nonfiction department?
If you know what you want, we'll be happy to look it up for you. We can always send you upstairs to get more recommendations.
Send me upstairs. That actually sounds like a good idea, and for our viewers, they don't even have to climb the staircase. So thanks so much, Megan. And our next trip will be upstairs to see Kate in the adult nonfiction department. So, as I mentioned, we're upstairs here in the nonfiction department, and I'm talking to Kate Brown, one of our newer librarians who we're happy to have on staff. And so, Kate, you've put together this marvelous display. I actually am having a hard time not wanting to check out everything on this shelf. So tell us a little bit about what you've put together here.
Well, that's the idea. We change this display every month, and this month we just went for summer fun. And we have something about summer reading. If anyone wants to know what the secret code is, there's the secret code. And these books are just things, ideas of fun things to do in the summer, or cooking, foods for the summer that people might enjoy. And just for extra fun, I made these little shelf talkers with questions on them, and then the answers are on the back. So it does attract a little bit of interest. Like here, when was the first 4th of July celebrated? 1777.
Outstanding. So we're kind of bouncing all over the Dewey collection, but I know not everyone likes Dewey and the way the numbers are arranged. So what do you tell people that might have a problem trying to find something on the shelf?
Well, first, that we're here to help them, and that no one has to be on their own about it. And once they learn the ranges, the basic 10 ranges, and even just the ones they're interested in, it does become a lot easier. Like history is the 900s, that sort of thing.
So it also looks like you have some things here that are actually very specific for Michigan. And so if I don't want to travel too far, what kinds of things do we have here?
Oh, out on the display, we have the weekend canoeing in Michigan, rivers, towns, taverns to go to, Detroit's Eastern Market. And this is a cooking guide, so it has recipes in there. Many of the items have already been checked out, so I'm not even sure what's left here.
Or even what's for dinner tonight. I see we've got several books on grilling over there.
Yes, and, grilling. Summer weekend cookbook for the cottage lifestyle. That's fun. Yeah, and ice cream. You can make your own dairy-free. And the other one, there's one about ice cream that does have dairy. Summer cocktails.
And then, so for everyone who engages in that, I see that you also have some books for helping us sort of work some of those calories off too.
Yes, kite surfing, water skiing, and this is of course just a small sample of all the books we have on hiking, backpacking, camping, all kinds of fun activities like that.
So Kate, can you tell me if there's anything in particular you're reading this summer or you might recommend to people?
Yes, Actually, this is a very funny book. Would everybody please stop? This is a very funny book. It's a book of essays, and that's one thing that people often ask for. Where's something funny? And we do have essays here, and some are scholarly and serious, but a lot are written by comedians, or like this person is an author. Many of these have been published in the New Yorker already, but if you haven't read her work before, you might enjoy it. Just very short essays, 35 very short essays, goes really quick, but they're all pretty funny, including one about a tie-dyeing project that she takes on when she's stuck in Holiday Inn Express in Virginia and decides that would be a great time to tie-dye a whole bunch of T-shirts. And that just starts funny and stays funny the whole time. I'm actually listening to this now. We have this on CD as well, Churchill and Orwell, The Fight for Freedom. And I thought when I saw this title, what do these two have in common? And when I looked at reviews of the book, that's the question that comes up over and over again. What do Churchill and Orwell? But it turns out they have something very profound, and the subtitle kind of gives it away. They both had a strong, principled reaction in World War II against totalitarian government. So it's a very interesting book and read very well if anyone's interested in the CD. So those are just two I've been enjoying. Excellent.
Well, I know that local history is very popular with many people in the community, and I think you've got some exciting news to share with people about our Donald W. Green Local History Collection. So why don't we take a trip over there?
Okay, let's go.
Great. So I know that one of the things that sometimes is frustrating, we have this great collection of books about area history and all sorts of topics, but to come to the library and to try to read a whole book can be a challenge on a subject. So I'll let you share the great news with people. What have we done?
Well, we've made many of our local history items circulating, which means people can check them out and take them home. Those books are ones that we can replace. Of course, there are a few things that are very special that do have to stay in here. And this is a lovely spot to sit, so if someone does have to spend some time, they can come and look at those. But there are a lot of great books that people can check out. For instance, this Echoes of Macomb is a really nice book, has a lot of pictures. And this we're able to circulate because we have multiple copies. So we'll always have a copy of it, but people can take it home and look at it. I've been having fun going through the books, and I was really excited to see this Chrysler's turbine car. Some of ours, in addition to being Macomb and Clinton Townships and Macomb County, are related to Detroit or Michigan generally, and this would be one of those that is related to Detroit. And I was particularly excited about this book because my dad brought home a turbine when I was a very small kid, and he gave us a ride around the neighborhood and picked up all kinds of kids, and it was a big deal back in 1964.
And with our Gratiot cruise and the Dream Cruise coming up, that's a very timely topic too, so people maybe they can even see if they can spot one on the road.
We even have a book called Cruising on Woodward, and that's one that's circulating now. So I was up in my dad's attic, and look what I found, a turbine. So that's going to be part of the display that we're doing on local history items in August. One of the display cases downstairs will show many of the items of here. This one, Brewed in Detroit, I thought was a beautiful book, and it does mention a small brewery that's here in Clinton Township that's still in existence. It started in 1995, so fairly recent, and it is still here. So there's some local history, very local, even though this is really about breweries in Detroit, Michigan.
Well, thanks so much, Kate, for the tour of the nonfiction area and of the local history collection. Now it's time to turn to our younger audience, and we're going to talk to Lisa Malvina about youth services and what we've got going for them this summer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So I'm here with Lisa Malvina, our head of youth and young adult services. Lisa, I know when I was a kid, the summer slide referred to something we were out playing at the playground with, but what does that mean nowadays, and what's the importance of
the summer slide is a really important thing in terms of education. During the months of June to August, when the kids are out of school, they actually go backwards about 2 months of work that the teachers have to reteach in the fall. And one way that we like to help combat that, because we're here all summer, is we encourage kids to read 5 or 6 books over the summer, and that helps them to go back to school at grade level.
Excellent. And so what's with all the buckets and everything on the wall here?
Well, Larry, we have over 60 schools in the Clinton and Macomb townships, in parts of 6 school districts and preschools. Each bucket represents one of our schools, and each dot on the buckets represents one student who's participating in the summer reading program. What we really like about this is these schools like bragging rights for this. So right now we have a very close competition, like 0.5% between Mohawk and Ojibwa, both which are a part of the Chippewa Valley schools.
But it looks like we've got some other areas where we need some more competition here, so it's still not too late to join the program, right?
Absolutely. Our program runs through Saturday, August 18th. Anybody can still register. There's 25 days left of summer reading. You could definitely hit that first prize level and participate and get your reading in. Another big thing that we've been pushing lately is early literacy. So those children that are under 5 and are just getting ready for kindergarten. A big thing that summer reading helps them with is we encourage them to read 1,000 books before kindergarten. And this helps them to be prepared to read when they hit kindergarten. As they practice their summer reading, they're getting those books and they're participating in the program. So we're working on that early childhood literacy.
And something that's really extra special to remind people of is that this is our first summer at the main library where we're open on Sundays. So we are open every day this summer other than Labor Day weekend. So there's plenty of opportunity. Even if you normally have a hard time getting here, you can come here, remember, on a Sunday as well at the main library from noon until 6 p.m. We've also added an hour of service, and that's year-round.
Correct. And we're really busy on those rainy days. So if it's a day where you can't get outside to the park, definitely come visit us at the library. We have a lot to do.
Great. Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Lisa.
Larry.
Thanks again for joining us for this episode of Library Matters Live. We hope you'll come in and pick up a good book. Ask our librarians if you can't think of what to read next. Try out our download services if you happen to be on vacation and need something. We have great movies, audiobooks, you can get songs, the latest magazines, and then don't forget summer reading. It's for all ages. You can win great prizes. And while you're having all that fun, the kids are also maintaining their reading level so they get back to school when that happens, ready to go. Thank you.